Am I the a-hole for breaking up with my girlfriend after I found out about her debt? Throwaway account because I don't want personal business linked to my main account. I'm sorry for any grammar or spelling mistakes. English is not my first language. Last week I, 28M, broke up with my girlfriend, 26F, of 14 months. The relationship has overall been the best one I've ever been in. We barely argue with each other, align on our hobbies, family expectations, politics, and morals, or at least I thought so. With me finishing up my master's degree, I intended to go for the next step in our relationship and was already looking at rings to propose. I've dropped hints of that throughout the last few months, made the expectation of wanting to get married young and to try for a family after I start working clear from the start. On evening, about a week and a half ago, my girlfriend sat me down and said that she had to tell me something. That's where she admitted the truth about her financial situation. She has a large amount of private student loan debt and has racked up a large amount of credit card debt throughout her time in uni. We have talked previously about our finances, and this is the exact opposite of the picture she painted. In our past conversations, she mentioned that she is getting student financial support like most students in our country and is also getting some smaller support from her parents, so she can focus on her studies without working. This was apparently all just a lie. In my country, you only pay back half of the amount of money you get as an interest-free loan, and the other half is basically just there to support you and doesn't have to be paid back. This makes private student loan debt kind of a big deal for most people. Due to her father's high income, she doesn't qualify for any government student loans in my country, and she was unable to obtain any scholarships, which have forced her to take out private student loans. When she was younger, she was enrolled in a business program and had full financial support from her parents. After only 4 semesters of that, she dropped out though, claiming that the program or the work associated with that degree wasn't for her. Her parents were very much against her dropping out and cut off financial support when she did. Afterwards, she then enrolled in her current program with the goal of getting a communications degree. While she was getting support from her parents, she had her father's credit card and put anything she wanted onto it. She got food delivered near daily, went clubbing on weekends, and didn't cut back on that lifestyle, even after being cut off. Now she has about $70K in private student loan debt and another $25K in credit card debt, with the interest rates on the credit card debt being especially bad. After maxing out multiple cards and her bank refusing to issue any more, she went to other special services that give credit cards to basically anyone, and the rates on those cards are basically at the legal limit permitted in my country. In my country, the average net income is only about 2.5K, with 1/3 to 1/2 of that instantly going into the cost of living. She doesn't have any work lined up for once she graduates and can expect to only make about 2K net a month while working unskilled labor. As I see it, her only option is to declare private insolvency. I took some days to think things through and then decided to break up with her last week. The fact that she hid all of this from me for so long makes me lose all trust in her. Once I start working, I will make decent money, but it won't be very good for another few years till I get actual experience in my field. Paying off that much debt would basically set me back an entire decade of investing and building wealth and make having children or buying a house impossible. Nearly every single one of her friend, every mutual friend and my parents have been haunting me since then. It seems that everyone consistent is that breaking up due to this is an move, and that paying off the debt together won't be an issue to me as the career I'm perusing is well paying. This entire situation is very much weighing. Until recently, I was already looking for good housing areas, good schools, and was thinking of baby names, and now that has all been ripped away from me. The fact that seemingly no one agrees with my decision makes me deeply question if I have made the right choice by breaking up. Am I the a-hole in this situation, or is my reaction warranted? Edit. First of all, I thank everybody for reading through all my rambling and for giving their insight on the situation. I'm not a very good writer, and the limitations on formatting really do make this tough to read. To add some information, my ex was the first woman I've ever brought home, and I was open towards my parents that I wanted to marry her. They are a bit in a craze about finally getting grandchildren, as my older siblings refuse to have families and they aren't getting older. My ex has a lot of good qualities even if she hid something like this from me. She shows genuine concern for others, has a lot of empathy, is great with children, and I thought we were the perfect fit for each other till recently. As we have been together, I started to be a lot more outgoing, became more active, started doing sports, and a lot more activities together. My friends experienced all of these changes in me and only mean well when they tell me to try again. Even if people in this country don't make a lot of money, even in a junior starting position of my profession, I already place in the top 15% of earners in my country. When people see my degree, hear my profession and the company I'm working at, they automatically assume I'm very loaded and don't have an issue with paying back $95K. It's true that later on in my profession I will earn well, but that is still far off. As a lot of people pointed out, what she did was basically financial infidelity. I didn't see it as such in the beginning as we aren't married, but when looking up the meaning of that word, I guess that fits very accurately. As many also have pointed out, a large reason for the breakup was that I simply lost all trust in her. We pretty much always agreed on everything, which made me believe we were perfect for each other, but in the context of such a large lie, it makes me question if she only ever said things that would please me. In the end, I also can't trust that she is sentient with her regret on the situation. She has cut down on her large spending when we got together, but she never actually stopped building debt. As I've mentioned in a comment, she only did about 20-25 of coursework a week during her studies, even now has no job. As for plans on how she would repay the money, she only mentioned before the breakup that we would work through it together. Again, thank you very much for all the comments. Most of the people in my life really had me second-guessing my situation, and I started to have thoughts like, do I really want to give up this amazing relationship just because of some money? But reading all these comments really grounded me. This is not just the debt that is the issue, but also the fact that I basically question anything we have ever talked about. I have completely lost all my trust in her and don't think we can be in a relationship like this.